Look at that, Don. She's a beast, isn't it?
It's amazing. Absolutely in the middle of nowhere. And you're telling me they shifted that all the way from Ngahere?
Yeah. Yeah, they did. Yeah, Allan will be able to, he'll fill you in on the story. It's, oh, we didn't get lost for long, did we? Holy mackerel.
Holy moly. We'll need permission to go aboard.
Ahoy there, Captain. Well, let's go and have a look. Folks, it's one massive structure. There's the boss himself coming out. How are you, Allan? Sorry, we got a bit lost.
Yeah, that's alright.
Well, coaster's fantastic. I'm on board the Grey River Gold Dredge, and there were some that thought its life was coming to an end. It's nothing like it. Allan, where did the dredge come from?
It was originally built down at Ngahere by a company called Ngahere Gold Dredging Limited.
Right.
Then it was moved in the early 50s to Greenstone Creek at Ngahere. Worked there till about 1980. By that time the dredge was pretty well worn out, so it was basically demolished and sent for scrap. But all the good salvageable gear was taken out and incorporated into this dredge here.
Gee, that's good thinking.
Those sheaves behind me.
What are they called? Sheaves.
The sheaves.
Right.
They came from the Ngahere.
I can't go this. It's like everything it's gigantic, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it was going before the Second World War, so a lot of the parts in the dredge some of those parts are 80 years old or more, but they're still quite good.
And that area, that's the gantry that gets you on the machine?
Yeah, that's the vehicle ramp.
What's the big area there? What does that do?
That carries a big overhead crane that services the dredge, and it also carries the headline.
Oh, okay, so that's the thing that holds the conveyor up, is it?
The headline, we're a headline dredge. We dig off the headline, and that's the structure that carries it.
That carries the weight.
And also, it's these posts here are holding the top sheaves to lift the ladder up and down. It's a 500-ton lift, so those posts are holding the top bank of sheaves to do the 500-ton lift.
Well, Allan, at 3,000 ounce of gold, this has gone from being an ugly duckling to the most gorgeous looking piece of equipment I've ever seen.
Yeah, well, it will restart again.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Whether I do it or someone else.
Yeah, someone will do it.
Yeah.
Can we have a look around?
Yeah. Follow me. We're running on a gen set at the moment.
Goodness me.
There's that's the drying room when the guys are working here. A lot of water, they get a bit wet, so we have a drying room to dry their clothes.
How high is that, Allan?
Oh, I think she's 30 metres above water level.
Goodness
But
me.
you can dig to 30 below.
Gosh, you've maintained it well.
Yeah, the dredge is in good condition. Structurally and mechanically, it's very good. The electrical work the electronics don't go very well in this very damp West Coast climate.
That's how you keep us Sparkies in a job,
yes,
Allan.
that's right.
So what are we looking at here? That's
That's the Smoko Room.
okay.
And round behind me is the toilet, shower, block.
Yep.
So this has basically been laid up since early
2012.
Yeah, it's only recent. It's only absolutely recent.
It's a gen set running, it's keeping the lights on and the basic electrical work running at the moment.
Actually, I can't get over the condition of the steel work.
It's in very good condition because it's fresh water. You haven't got the corrosion with salt water.
And overhead gantry crane there.
Yeah, it's well serviced with cranes.
Wow. Looks like you got a good quality worker over there.
It's Connor.
Connor. How are you? folks, we're on the Grey River Gold Dredge, and you know, it's been sitting here waiting to go back into production. Gold price, Allan Birchfield has been waiting for the gold price to go up. Well, it's certainly gone up now. It's gone a lot further than we thought, Al.
Yeah, it has.
Makes a massive difference. So what are we looking at over here?
That's the gene set, and these are the winches that we position the dredge with. That's our positioning winches.
So these are all electric motors?
It's all electric. The dredge is fully electric.
And that wouldn't be fed off that though?
No, that's only really a lighting.
Oh, okay. So it's fed off the main...
Normally it's plugged into the main grid.
Right. Should be a big user, wouldn't it?
It is.
Actually, when it stopped, that would have made a massive difference, just thinking out loud, to the annual turnover of someone's company.
West Bear is still whinging. They'd like to see it going again.
Oh, well, we all would. Okay, so they're the winches there position it.
Yeah, okay, now that chute you see coming down, that's the boulder chute. The dredge sticks up the big boulder.
Yep.
We don't want it going through a trommel and up our stacker, so there's some bars that deflect the oversized rocks, anything over about a metre at the moment, get deflected down that boulder chute.
And I guess Grey River, it's not really a big boulder river, is it?
There are some.
Are they?
Yeah.
Have you ever had those ones where you go, can't move from there?
No, we've never been stopped.
So what's over here, Al?
That's the primary jigs. There's 18 cells on each side. Some if you want. Somebody compared them to a milking sheet. Because when it's going, those bellows there are pumping up and down. And
right.
The old concentrate comes out of those hoses. And work on like suction effect.
And there's 18 jigs here?
18 on the side, there's 36.
Oh, for heaven's
It's a
sake.
massive recovery system.
Well, the Birchfield family basically have led the market when it comes to jigs for years. I could never understand them. Why?
There's a series of them. There's another set upstairs. And the final jigs are here.
These ones here?
The jigs keep getting smaller and smaller as you go through. There's
Yeah.
your final clean-up jig. And there's your concentrator. That's where the gold and concentrate comes into those bins at the end of the line. That's then taken on shore to be processed.
How many years production is there left in the valley here?
20 years.
Another 20? Gosh. And how many men were working here? How many men does it take to operate?
I had over 30 at one stage.
Big employer for Greymouth. And is any difficulties getting resource consents? Are they coming through the process?
That's the issue. The easiest part's getting this dredge going again, fixing the mechanical and electrical issues. That's the easy part.
Yeah.
It's sorting out the bureaucracy is the hard part. That will be the whole up.
You know, you and I are part of the bureaucracy these days, and oh God help us.
It doesn't help.
So this is the another set of jigs identical to that one.
Yeah, that's the port and starboard jigs.
Yeah.
If we go towards the back, we'll see the stacker.
Well, folks, with Allan Birchfield, and he's showing us around the Grey River Gold Dredge, which is sitting here. It's ready for going into production again, or getting close to it. And what a great thing that'd be. That's how long is the conveyor, Al? It's way up there. Oh,
70 metres. 70 metres.
and that's your conveyor belt there.
That's a 6 foot wide belt, 1800.
I'm still trying to orientate myself. So this is the end where it all comes in.
Yeah, that's the tail.
So that's the tailings.
The tail and the stack
That's some of the stuff that's going out.
Yeah,
So this sort of propels itself
yeah,
across the ground to be on here. And it just sits in one pond of water all the time.
yeah. It digs the front of the pond out, and fills the back in. It's just keeps moving ahead.
And Don, you're a bit of a farming background. You saw the farmland. That's all been mined.
And I would never have known if you hadn't told me.
That's incredible, isn't it?
Good.
That's the sand chute there. It's the tailings from the jigs that goes into the bottom of the pond, and the oversize is stacked on top. And that's the power cable you can see coming in there, that big heavy
Yeah, that,
black cable.
that's your main feed.
That's bringing power in at 11,000 volts. That's grid.
Oh, so you must have transformers on board.
Yeah, it's broken down upstairs.
Yep. Goodness me. So when a new owner comes along, or if you and others decide to start it, how long will it take to crank up? 6 months, a year?
Oh no, only a matter of months. The machine's basically pretty well intact.
Yeah.
It's just a bit of deterioration in the electronics.
Yeah. Well, we look. It's the West Coast, and that won't make any difference whether you're working or not. She'll be, So it comes through the jigs. Now, where is the trommel?
Okay, we'll go and have a look.
Now I can tell you folks, I've had a passion for mining for years. This is the first time I've been in and had a look at this. These are obviously the top of the jigs. We'll catch up with Allan, he's like a bloody mountain goat up there. Yeah. So Allan, we're looking down on the jigs there. So the gravel's coming through the trommel into there.
Yeah, that's the undersize from the trommel. The trommel is approximately a 12 mil aperture.
Yep.
Anything less than 12 mil, the undersides comes down onto the jigs. The gold's very fine here. There's no nuggets. It's pretty well ground up to dust. So most of your gold is less than 12 mil. So it all comes down those pipes there, goes onto the jigs. The jigs extract the concentrate.
Yep.
We don't only get gold, we get monazite and zircon, shotgun pellets. Anything heavy in the ground will come through into our gold recovery system.
So this has got potential also for rare earth.
Yes, we'll pick up any rare earths. They follow the gold through the process.
And plenty of room on board if you wanted to add the odd feature to collect it as well, by the look of it.
Yes.
Well, it seems to be.
Yeah, we didn't do any on-board processing. We sent it all offshore to a separate land-based plant.
Right. This is fascinating.
This is the trommel.
Well, here we go, folks. We're right in the middle of it here. Goodness me. How long's that? It's got to be 3 containers. It's got to be
40 metres.
Yeah.
It's a little bit bigger than anything you see in Aussie gold mines.
You realise, Allan, that Parker will be watching this from the Yukon, don't you? He will be. He'll be saying, "Geez, I got to have one of these." And it's in surprisingly good condition, because they turn a lot of go through a lot of dirt.
Yep.
So we're looking at the back there. There's your conveyor. I tell you what, when I read in the paper one day that she's about to restart because of you or others, this is going to be a fantastic day.
You'll have to come down and see it.
Oh, will do.
a massive gold recovery system. Yeah, sure, because if it wasn't going to stuff in the pockets.
What's their function? Fresh water to the jigs?
Yep, the big one over the far side.
Yep.
That's the main pump that feeds the trommel. That's 40,000 litres a minute. You just have to recreate a wee river inside the trommel to do your washing. And the other pumps supply the jigs and wash up water, deck hoses.
What's the big beast up there?
That's the power cable.
Oh, okay, yep. Oh, folks, this is absolutely fascinating. So, folks, to give you an idea of the size of the pump, Don, you couldn't stand beside that, could you?
Good.
Yeah, Don's not a midget, but that's a decent sized pump. Look at it. All the electrics there. Allan, did you have a Sparky on board?
Not full time.
So it was quite reliable in that area?
Yeah.
Tell me, how did you shift it here?
Oh, it dug its way here. It lives in a pond. And the pond just travels with it.
So what happened when it came from the greenstone? Oh, they just dismantled it?
Dismantled.
And did they build it here? Was it Grey River Gold, or whatever they called themselves?
Grey River Gold built this dredge here.
I remember at the time it was something like they were going to spend $40 million US,
Yeah.
some massive figure. And then Allan Birchfield snuck up behind them and clearly bought it at the right price. There's another internal winch there, a crane I should say.
Every area of the dredge is serviced with a crane. That's the port winches.
Oh, yes, they've got winches on obviously both sides.
Yep.
You could have a party in here.
Yes.
You probably have occasionally. No. Folks, it's very hard for me to tell you how big it is. This thing is huge. You know, there's been millions invested in it, and it's created millions of dollars of wealth for the West Coast and for New Zealand. How many ounces would you dig in a year?
We used to do about 5,000 ounces a year.
So 5 3s, that's $15 million, isn't it? Is it at today's rate? Oh, gosh, you should have a gold hat on, not a bloody orange one.
But they spent most of it.
Oh, we all do. It's life. And so this is where the winch is,
Yep.
and they're onto some form of dead weight over there that allows them to.
There's a dead man dug into the ground,
Right, gotcha.
which I moved. As the dredge moves ahead, we move the dead man ahead.
And is this where the bucket line?
Yep, we can have a look down into where the buckets are going up.
Oh, I've got some buckets there. Oh, they're still. Oh, look at this. Now, once again, folks, these buckets, they'd be 5 foot across, I reckon, or a metre and a half or something. Would they be, Al?
They actually hold about half a cubic metre.
Okay. The cutting edges on them, are they a problem? Is that something
That's the wear point.
Yep.
The lip, which we have to replace periodically. Some of them are riveted and some have been welded.
So who makes a bucket like that? You
The
obviously,
original canary buckets.
so you don't go down to Mitre 10 to get them, do you?
No, they're cast in Malaysia. Most of them have got BK cast into them, which stands for Brentford Chem, Malaysian. Them days they made them.
How many buckets, Al? Roughly.
About 104 in the line at the moment.
There we go, folks. 104 buckets, all dropping half a metre into the trommel every few.
25 buckets a minute at full speed.
25 buckets a minute.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, you can work the sums out there, folks. And that's where we were before. And that lifts the bucket up and down.
Lifts the whole ladder.
Yeah.
All the buckets and the ladder structure weigh about 500 tonne, and that's hinged from up the top.
So that 500 tonnes.
Yeah, that's just in the digging structure. The whole dredge weighs 3,500 tonne.
I was wrong, Don. I said to Don, I'm taking to show you a dredge that weighs 700 tonnes. So it weighs 3,500. Holy. Dear, dear. Folks, this is the sort of asset that will help dig New Zealand out of the hole we're in at the moment, because nothing else will. Goodness me. Funny thing is, I always wanted one of these in my garden. I could never find one.
You're not getting one.
So the trouble is, with the price of gold at the moment, there's no way I'm going to get one of them.
Well, this is one of the bracing gold construction. It's the bracing.
Okay, and obviously that just keeps it all together, stops it twisting and moving.
Yep.
Allan, is it noisy when she's pretty noisy when she's up and running?
It's noisy. It keeps the noise in though, but it is very noisy when you're working in here.
So the guys that are working here would notice.
Yeah.
You all got the protection gear on, of course, but wow.
You normally wear earplugs with earmuffs over the top. Although now there's getting quite modern acoustical earmuffs that can reduce a little of the noise.
I read something the other day, and it might have been something that you passed by me, where they alter the wave, the length of the wave or something, the sound wave,
Yeah,
and you don't hear it.
that's right.
Can you get me one of them for the missus? Oh, did I say that? Oh, sorry, Al. Oh, stop. Stop.
The ladder was lifted to this level, and those handrails were removed, and we did our bucket repairs on this deck.
So the handrails there shift out,
They come out.
and then the buckets come up and get dumped here.
Yep. And the line's running through there. We use that big crane to lift buckets in and out. There's a bucket there ready to go in the line. That's a rebuilt bucket.
I could see that with daffodils in it. Oh, that's massive. Allan, what's a bucket like that worth?
I don't know a modern price, but they used to be about $50,000.
How much?
$50,000. They're a big casting,
50 grand a bucket.
and because they're not really a mass-produced one, so they're a special one-off.
What do you reckon, Don?
I am really impressed.
No?
I really want to come and see it working at some point if I could. That would be amazing to watch.
Oh, I reckon we'll get our chance. I really do. I think, it's how many projects are there in the country at the moment that's sitting ready to go like this one is? There's just none.
Seen anything quite well.
There's the main wear factor on the dredge. If you have a look at this pin, that's a worn pin that's come out of the line.
Right.
So the buckets flex as they come up,
As they-
obviously.
The main wear that time is when they go around the bottom tumbler, and there's a lot of twist on the pin, and we go over the top junction.
So are these write-offs, or can you rebuild them?
I think they're right off. It's economically, it's better to buy a new bit of steel.
So, Alan, we'll let go through the top there, the hole there.
Yeah.
Okay.
We've really only got two main components. You've got a bucket and a pin. They're all linked in.
And that's your cutting edge there.
It's cutting edge.
Actually, pretty simple, isn't it? Like,
It is,
it's,
yeah.
I mean, I probably shouldn't say that. It just looks, you know.
Well, dredges have been around for 100 years. Or more. Just got bigger and more. We went from steam to electric.
So, folks, just a reminder on the Grey River Gold Dredge, it's 3,000 tonnes? 3,500 tonnes of steel producing gold for New Zealand. Look at that. And the technical side of it, it's not, it's actually quite amazing. You know, we had a look at the pumps way downstairs there before. That's them, and there's the jigs that we walked past. You've got walkways everywhere, cable ducting, it's all electric. You've got winches that go through every part of the building. And I guess that's because everything you try to pick up is going to be heavy. So I'm with Allan Birchfield at the present time, and he's showing us around the dredge. They're in here doing quite a bit of work and getting it ready for, you know, perhaps a potential party to pick up, or Allan may even do it himself. But gosh, big producer of gold, big producer of jobs in the Greymouth district, and you know that benefits every person, including all of you who are watching this. Now we're just going to go up another level now. What's up here, Allan?
It's the cam
Oh, this is a control room?
control room.
Oh, here we go, folks. We're going right up to the top now. Folks, I'm with Allan Birchfield on the Grey River Dredge, and this is the control tower. Geez, we're a long way up.
We're not at the top yet.
Oh. So what have we got here? What are we looking at, Allan?
This is where the operator sits, control the dredge. That's the winch controls.
And once again, all electric.
Yep. There's cameras.
Video cameras everywhere. What do you have to be to operate one of these things?
Oh, just a good, capable person. We can generally train them pretty quick.
So with the types of numbers, I mean, you've employed hundreds and hundreds of people over the years. Have you other good operators, good dredge operators?
Yeah.
Is it true they can feel the bottom?
Oh, they know when they're on the bottom because it's a mud bottom,
Oh, okay.
and you can see it coming up in the buckets. That's why that window's there. So you can look out the window and see what material's coming up in your buckets.
Oh, and you feel if it fills with mud, then
You know you're on the bottom. Plus, we know we've got a depth gauge, so we know how deep to go.
Have you ever had a day where you've actually struck gold, like more than you know? I know it's $1 to run it, and you get $1, you get 99 cents back sometimes.
Yeah, we've had some good weeks. Yeah.
Don, this would be you, wouldn't it? Captain of the bridge up here.
Could be my new retirement job.
And so this area here, he controls the bucket line. That's his job.
Yeah.
And how long will he sit in the seat?
We give them a couple of hours, and then they swap round.
Oh,
Like everyone on crew generally will operate.
oh, okay.
So they'll just have a turn.
And does it bounce around?
No.
It's just noisy.
Yeah.
Goodness me.
It's very, very stable. There's quite a bit of ballast in the machine.
Oh, I'd love to have a share in something like this. It's about time you offered it to the public of New Zealand, I reckon. He's laughing. I don't know what's going on there. Here we go, folks.
We've got another level yet. We're not at the top.
Oh, so it's further. Good. Right, here we go. Oh, folks, we're heading up. We're heading up further. This is like 6 or 7 story building easily. And now we're in. Where are we now, Al?
We're up in the electrical area where the 11,000 volt power comes to.
Right.
The transformers are on this level, but they break the power down from 11,000 volts down to the various voltages we need to run the motors.
And so what are you mainly 3-phase?
3-phase
400 volt?
Yeah.
Yeah.
240 is a bit of 600 volt.
Oh, so it's quite a mixture.
Yeah. And being American, there's a lot of 110 volt.
Oh, okay. Look at that.
That's the winches that come from the Ngahere.
So
They're
that
probably 80, 90 years old, those winches. They were going before the Second World War, but they're in good condition.
where would they have been built? That'd be America, I guess. No, oh,
They're big castings, I'm
Yeah.
not sure. They might have been done in New Zealand.
and here's our transformers.
Yep. Electrical here around here.
That one's going. I can feel the heat. And so this is the. Oh, you could eat your tucker off the floor here, folks. I'm telling you. It's the main control room.
You're an electrician, Bruce. You know what's going on.
Oh, look, I do. I can see it. God, I can see the dollars, Sal. So how many kVA coming in? 11,000.
Yeah.
So 11,000 comes in. She gets broken down, folks, and headed through these various switchboard panels to get the correct voltage. Now have a look at that. Now that's something I'm familiar with. That's a cable rack. I've spent a lot of time on those things, tying them together. And so you've got almost the same at the other end.
Yeah. The 11,000 volts running. That's in that one there. The
Oh, yep.
transformers are sitting on top of it.
Now you see the big thing with the cog at the end? Is that the...
It's the main drive cog. We'll have a look at that when we get down there.
Oh, so we can see that?
Yep. This is the main.
Actually, the roof still looks brand new, doesn't it? Have a look at that. Oh, this is fascinating, folks. Now, most of you will never get the chance to have a look at something like this. And when Allan said to me this morning, "You'll have to come up and have a look," I jumped in the car.
Here's where all the power goes. This is the main controller for the bucket. This is a 1200 horsepower DC controller, speed control.
Oh, so it's variable speed. It just as you put, and it's DC.
DC. Yeah.
Wow.
You see by the size of the fuses.
Look at those, folks. You ever had one blow?
Yeah. Quite a few.
What's a fuse like that worth?
They used to be about $1,000.
Oh, stop
I
it.
think they're worth more.
They're worth a third of an ounce of gold, those things, folks. And you haven't got a Sparky on board. You're doing this out of a job. Actually, it's all...
We've got one on call when we're running.
Yeah. Oh, that's fascinating. We've all got fans there keeping the temperature down. Folks, we're right up in the top of the building at the present time, and it looks like we're going to get a look at
It's the main drive. It's the main ball wheel, I suppose you'd call it. The pinion's been removed, we're repairing the pinion.
so the pinion goes across here. Once again though, Alan, it looks in, I mean, how old would that be?
It's probably done 60,000 hours. It was a new main drive gear when the dredge was built in 1980.
It looks in great condition. I tell you what folks, she's a Sparky's dream up here. Once again, just past where the bucket line comes up. There it is there, heading right down the bottom into the water. Now folks, have you noticed that that guy in the Yukon with the whiskers, that's into the dredges, what's his name, Al? We'll have to,
Tony Beats.
that's it, I think it is too. He can be a bit grumpy. That's it there.
It's 11,000 volt breaker.
Oh, you're into big stuff here, folks. Wow. Looks like another transformer there. When you consider none of these switchboards have apart from a wee bit of surface rust, the switchboards are in amazingly good condition, and they'll do another 20 years. Alan, what are those things up there?
Capacitors.
And is that to smooth the load when you start?
Yes.
Because the Grey Valley would, the lights would go dim in the valley when you start, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
So there we go, folks. 11,000 volts in. A whole capacitor bank up here, and that's aimed at taking the, your lights, stopping your lights dimming when the dredge starts. Oh, and this is where they tip the gravel out. Oh, geez, she's a wee way down there, Al.
Yep.
So that goes into the trommel.
Yep. Those three bars, you can see they deflect the big boulders down the rock chip.
Yep. There's another view here, folks, of the just one set of jigs, and on the other side, on the left hand side, is the second set. Can't see them from here. There's the boulder that drops the big boulders in. What's that for, Al?
Well, that's actually a monkey that we dug up at the mouth of Nelson Creek. It came up in one of the buckets. It's made by Dispatch Engineering in about 1890, I think. It's got Dispatch Engineering. It's a bit hard to read it, but it's about 1890.
And what's it called, a monkey?
It's a monkey. Yeah, it looks like it's for they're driving. What do you use for driving bridge piles? And when we dug around the mouth of Nelson Creek, that came up in the buckets.
You're lucky to actually catch it, I guess.
Oh, they would have seen it sticking up. And we got a crane here, so we would pull it out.
A great bit of history.
Another crane. It's two big cranes. It's a 30-tonner.
It's quite incredible. So, Allan, what happens from here? I guess you sit at home and one day you'll be sitting there having a beer and you go, I think I'll start that dredge, or alternatively, there's going to be a knock on your door, isn't there? And someone's going to come in the door and say, hey, listen, come with me, we're going to go and start that dredge.
Yeah, I have started applying for the paperwork to start the process.
Wow.
And we are working on the dredge to keep it in good condition.
I think the thing that's amazed me is the number of overseas investors and New Zealand investors that just because of $3,000 gold are suddenly finding it very attractive.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Look, wouldn't it be wonderful for the coast to see this up and running?
Yeah, look, it's too good a machine to chop up the scrap. And it's a bit of our history.
Oh, you can't scrap it. Yeah, like, geez, don't you dare start that sort of talk. Oh, well, look,
It's sitting on a big reserve of gold here, so it should be looked at.
well, look, coasters, I'm with Allan Birchfield. Allan's one of the Birchfield family who have probably, I reckon, you've moved more dirt on the coast than any other family by hundreds, millions of tons. And Allan, thanks so much for the chance to come and have a look. This is just absolutely brilliant. I'm staggered. I had no idea it was so big.
Okay, thanks, Bruce.
Well, listen, good luck with it, and ring me when you're ready to start it, because I can't wait to be here.
Okay, I'll do that.
Well, folks, beautiful coast day here, and Don and I have just had the most amazing time having a look at the Grey River Gold Dredge. Allan Birchfield shown us around, and we're going to take a shortcut when we go back. Don reckons there's a way we can get back faster, so we're taking the back route. And you sure it's this way, Don?
As sure as I can be. I've only lived here 18 months.
This old bridge you're talking about, what's that? Safe?
It should be. How much does the car weigh?
It depends how many people are in it.
Well, I promise to get out. You drive, and I'll steer you across. How about that?
Oh, you're going to get out?
Well, just to keep the weight down. That's it.
I'm heavier than you.
Yeah, but I'm not authorised to drive council vehicles. So.
Oh no! Oh.
Yeah, big different excuse.
Yeah, right. Okay. Well, gosh, what a great thing that'd be for the Grey economy and for the coast economy if they can get this thing up and running again.
Just amazing.
Yeah. Some of the dollar figures they're talking are just huge.
Eye-watering. But you can see that it's pretty much, I heard you make a comment before, for every $1,000 it makes, there's 990 of them probably gone into maintenance and equipment just to keep it ticking over.
Well, I think that's gold mining generally, except with a big dredge like this. You know, the revenue at the moment would be around 15 million if it was operating. I doubt that your expenses would hit anywhere near 8 million. So it'd be quite, I think it'd be quite profitable at the present time.
Yep.
Back when it was, what, you reckon we go across that?
Well, as I said, I'll get out and guide you. You should be all right. Council vehicles are insured, aren't they?
Is it a steel bridge or a wooden bridge?
It is steel.
Is it?
It is steel. It looks like it's been there a long time. We should be all right.
Yeah. What do you reckon, coasters? This is yeah.
The rust isn't that bad.
Yeah, it looks kind of alright.
Might have to put the mirrors in.
Yeah, we'll bring them in, and Don, can you just go and check it?
I'll give you a guide across. Doesn't look like you got a lot of room either side.
No, you wouldn't. It's must be made for minis.
Austin Sevens.
Oh, folks, good news. Don's Don tells me this will be a good way to go. Oh, don't know about that. She looking alright? How deep's the water?
Let's just say I hope you can swim.
Yeah, right. There we go. Now, folks, I haven't got my shorts on just in case we go in the water. No, we're on the other side. Woohoo!
Well, that's not something you do every day.
Oh, thanks for that, Don. It was look, I wasn't worried. No, I wasn't worried. Well, there we go, folks. We're up in the Grey Valley, and there's a project on at the moment, which is basically around supporting Allan Birchfield to get the Grey River Gold Dredge up and running again, with or without investors, and there's a lot of investors around at the present time. I think there's a few bucks in this project, and Allan's the perfect man to be involved. Now, look at that, Don. Look at that. That's all been mined, the whole lot. See the dairy farms over there?
Yep, that looks good. So the mining's gone right through, pretty much as far as I can see.
Yeah, mined for Allan mined for many years, all the way through here.
Right.
And of course, what he's ended up with is raising the farmland up from the river, rock protection on the riverside, and all paid for by the mining operation. So
nobody loses.
Oh no, it's been fantastic. If he kept heading downstream, he would develop probably another 6 or 7 dairy farms. He keeps talking about wanting to retire. He's not old enough to retire.
That looked like it.
No.
How many people did he say that dredge could employ if it was operating?
30.
30 guys.
Yeah, 30 guys, and look at this for a paddock. Look, you know how wet it's been the last few days.
Dry as.
Look at it. Look at that, folks. Farmland as far as you can see.
That's cool.
Compliments of the Grey River Gold Dredge and Allan Birchfield. Have to bring my shovel next time and do a few potholes.
I don't know about that, but I was looking at what was in the buckets and around the buckets.
Did you see that?
Guys, no,
And see the jigs. The thing that I was really impressed with was the high level of security he's got there. He's got cameras everywhere, movement detectors. You certainly wouldn't want to go anywhere near it unless you had authority to go on board. I think a couple of the things on board there would really embarrass you. Well, there we go, folks. We've had a very interesting couple of hours on the Grey River Gold Dredge, and now we're going to quietly head back south.